So I think we're good now. Uh, just about. You gotta have some snacks for these types of things. Oh boy. The show's always more entertaining. Stay still. These Sour Patch Go-Gurts, dope. So what happens when you become an adult and you have kids? Um, you actually start eating a lot of kid shit because it's what's in the house. So I'm basically just hanging out, live streaming, waiting for people to jump in so we can chit chat. It's the plan, that's the goal, right? I want to write, but the heat is, I'm not gonna lie, the heat's kind of been messing with my flow. It's strange how when it was colder, it was so much easier for me to write, even coming out here, but for some reason the heat is just too much. Kind of, sorta. So my phone, then the iPad. Basically, that way there's always someone to talk to, whether it be from my YouTube audience, which, but technically, it's okay because it's not the exact same content because it's a separate video angle. So Twitch can't bitch, but they will anyway. So I guess I'm just trying to be quiet. I don't think I'm ill per se. Oh, side note, dude, these Sour Patch Go-Gurts, pretty dope, ain't gonna lie. Anyway, yeah, I was saying a moment ago, when you have kids, when you're an adult and you do the grown-up thing, you tend to eat whatever's in the house. So, namely a bunch of kid shit. Yeah, so oh man, it's pretty nutty right now. Pretty crazy with Mike here, which is good. It's a good kind of crazy, kind of getting used to things. So I think I'm doing pretty well with it, everything considered. There's not a ton of room here, but he seems to be adjusting pretty well. So he's got an air mattress. He sleeps on the living room. But the goal is to, get ourselves set up so that's not the case. So the hardest part is tackling the bed, which, we'll see. I should be able to do it pretty good. Confident. So got like what, between 6 and 8 months to tackle as much as my dad is humanly possible. So also in that meantime, because that's like a passive thing, you just do that with the income of what you're currently doing. But the book, man, I don't have enough time in my life to fucking sit and actually write as much as I want to actually make any meaningful progress on it. So it's kind of like the way it's been for the last 2 years. I write when I get time. I don't really write when I want to. Because if I could, writing would be my full-time job. I would be writing, but if I'm doing writing as a full-time job, I'm not do anything else. That's why I really don't make YouTube videos anymore, which, I have a whole bunch of footage of stuff, but the time it takes to edit it and all that stuff, it's, you know, that goes nowhere because, in the past year or so, there's been a major decline in people watching my videos, and that's not my older videos. I'm getting a ton of views on my older videos. But my new stuff, which pertains to the same information, has the same metadata, the same tags and everything, so I don't know why people aren't watching it. It's just people aren't watching it. So I put all this energy into making videos, and it's like, if the audience I'm trying to talk about this stuff to isn't watching it, I'm not gonna waste the time. It's just like with the podcast. It's like finding that time during the day to make the podcast is easy. You take an hour out of the week. I sit down to record the podcast. I don't even do any crazy edits. I just go with it, right? So the issue with that is it's a podcast, audio podcast, but I uploaded it on YouTube. Do you enjoy the process, or is it just what causes? So, all right, when it comes to making videos, there have been some videos that I've spent crazy amounts of time on. Yo, Jade, what's good? There's been some videos I've made crazy amounts of effort on. Like, I put my heart and soul into them. And even though they didn't get the crazy amount of views or whatever, I was still proud of them because of the effort that I put into it. The creativity I was able to put into it. I love those. Those are few and far between because my life is not really set up so I can put time aside to put that effort in. So, it's the same thing with writing. It's, when I do have time to sit down and put my heart and soul into it, it's so much better. I got my shit together finally. You would never believe. Really, tell me about it. I think you got a little boy toy now, huh? Something stable, something consistent, something that actually makes you feel like, damn, this guy makes me feel human. That's usually what people mean when they get their shit together. They refer to a significant other because we're all codependent deep down. But no, I do enjoy the process. I enjoy the process. I enjoy the hustle. I enjoy everything about making videos. I always have for years. But my attention's kind of leaned from one spot to another. Over a year now, but that's not what I mean. Okay, tell me, what do you mean? Hit me. So, yeah, the writing thing that's what means the most to me, and I think in the last 3 weeks, almost a month, I haven't really been able to write. Like even today, when Michael went out swimming, I brought my stuff with me, and then he's swimming, and I'm thinking, I can't even write because I gotta watch him. It's part of being a parent. So I put everything back in my backpack, and I'm watching him, in the pool, and it's like, fuck. Yo. Got a full-time job, and I'm paying all my own bills and saving for an apartment. Congratulations. That gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment. Something that EA can never give you. Only you can give yourself. And not hating your job. That's kind of the main reason why I do what I do is because I don't hate it. I mean, I've had some pretty interesting clients these past few days. I also got diagnosed with some mental fuck shit, but that's a lot. Hashtag life, hashtag edgy. Hey, we all got a few screws loose, man. It's all about management. My thing is I wish I just didn't vape, smoke, nicotine. I wish I just didn't have any of it. But it's addicting. Nicotine's very addicting, and it's like if I don't have it for an extended period of time, it's like I can't breathe. It's fucked up. I'm telling you, nicotine is the most addictive shit on the planet. So, if you haven't started, I advise you not to. Because that shit's fucked up. But all drugs are. Nicotine is only addictive as caffeine. Yeah, and I love me some caffeine. Still worse though. You know, growing up, my family is clean and sober. They spent the 80s and early 90s. Well, not the no. Ever since I was born, they kind of were on the straight and narrow. But they spent you know, their younger years partying and shit. So growing up, I went to a lot of AA and NA meetings and met a lot of different people that have struggled with addiction. Everyone I've met, a lot of them were able to conquer alcoholism. A lot of them were able to get over, being addicted to all sorts of prescription drugs, heroin, meth, like people that like just were totally hardcore into this shit. But for some reason, growing up, they always told me don't start smoking. Like, don't do any drugs to begin with. But it was the mantra I was given, being in, around these people in my life. And the number one thing they always said is don't start smoking. Because as much as they got clean and sober, as much as they stopped fucking, snorting coke, just shooting up heroin, meth, all this shit, we said the number one hardest thing for them to ever put down was a cigarette. And being someone that started smoking, been there. And this is how fucked up smoking is. When I was in Afghanistan, we would go months without having any cigarettes. We used to get our smokes from this guy, John, which I guess that's just the name that we gave him because we couldn't pronounce his name because he was a local. He was our laundry guy, and we would give him $20. He would go into town and get us a carton of smokes. And they didn't have any supplies, so we weren't able to buy any smoke. So we went months, without even smelling a cigarette on the fob. And, so that physical need for it, it's kind of out of your system by that point. But the moment that they were available again, it was easy to jump back on it because we wanted it so badly, mentally. Like it hooks you in a way. And I think what more so is, looking back on my life, was a lack of willpower on my side. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the best willpower in the world, which is something self-improvement wise, I wish that I could take care of on my end. Sleeping in a tent. Hey, fuck it. Nicotine is always something you do when you have nothing to do. Even when I am doing something, I don't mind partaking in nicotine. I don't really see where you're going from with this. I do agree that there's worse things out there than nicotine, but should have taken the Lady Burst sign, I reckon. Yeah, but I went with the Steed, so oh well. Honestly, I think it's a willpower thing. Some people don't have the best willpower, which is why, like me, for example, I've taken shit like Wellbutrin, I've taken Chantix, I've done the patches, I've done the gum, like none of it fucking works. So I think for me, it's a hint of psychological with a lot. No, it's a lot of psychological with a strong hint of physical. And the physical part, at least from my observations of myself, it's intrinsically linked with the physical. So let me paint a picture for you. I like when I smoke, when I vape, smoke, whatever, it's all the same shit. Um, the smoke insulation, the vapor insulation into my lungs, it's a pleasant, harsh, yet somewhat smooth. It's like a flavor country, coming in and exhaling. So that physical trigger of partaking in that, to me, is mildly pleasant. It's relaxing, as well as whatever chemical shit goes on behind the scenes. So those two, being linked with one another, that's why when I go long spurts without it, it's almost as if I can't breathe because, which is it's like a lack of oxygen, even though I know I'm fine. Um, it's just fucked up how the human brain works, and I attribute my lack of success with quitting with my own mental willpower. And like I said, I've taken all this stuff before. Wellbutrin, didn't work for me. Shantex, a lot of people talk about, oh, I had such bad dreams on it. Well, I already have vivid dreams, so that really wasn't an issue for me. The big thing with Shantex was it tore my stomach to shit. Like, it felt like my stomach was burning from the inside out. I was nauseous. Like if I ate a little, if I ate a lot beforehand, like no matter what my dietary intake was when it came to Shantex, it would always fuck me up, and it just always made me want to like vomit. Hmm. Anyway, Jesus Christ, we're gonna really talk about this again. Have you tried those anti-nicotine propaganda books? A book? What the fuck is a book gonna do? No, never even heard of them. Concur addictions. Haven't heard of that. Neither. Flat Earth. What do I think about the flat Earth? It's bullshit. It's bogus. The Earth is a fucking globe, spheroid. It's a certain terminology. It's not fucking flat. End of story. Why do I get hit up with that like all the time? Let's talk about flat Earth. We all know the truth, ladies and gentlemen. The Earth is not flat. Anyway, as far as self improvement goes and shit that I would change about myself, I think that not smoking, that would probably be the number one. Yeah, you know what? I'm not against people doing shrooms or anything. I just, not for me. The thought of it. Like hallucinogenics. I can see as it being an interesting um, experience for one to have, but it just never really something that tickled my fancy. So, kind of never really even entertained the thought of going out and doing it. There's a lot of things it's hard to get funding for. And that boils down to, say it with me, ladies and gentlemen, ethics. What is ethically right for us to do? What is it that, how do we preserve our own morality while searching for greater knowledge in the world around us? Understanding more about ourselves. Where do we draw this line? How far can we go? So that's pretty much why a lot of things are so difficult. It's the moral quandary, the bullshit that might makes right. Yeah, that's one perspective of that. Ethics is basically what the majority of the society in which you live in deem to be right and or wrong. I was watching this movie on Netflix called I Am Mother. I want to recommend people to see it because there are some really good moments in it, and the I guess the second half of the movie, maybe the last third, really turned me off to the point where I was like, I thought this was going somewhere far more interesting than where they took me. Um, but anyway, I'm not going to explain what the whole fucking movie's about. But there's this robot is raising a kid, and they're trying to teach them. They're in school, I guess, and they're teaching them about ethics. And there's this question that's proposed. A doctor. Oh, I see. You recommend it? Well, I recommend watching it just because there are some really interesting ideas in the movie. The only reason why I would recommend not watching it is because those good ideas are essentially ruined because of the direction the movie decides to go. Um, so it's a very bittersweet film to watch because you do see these really cool, nuanced, original ideas when it comes to artificial intelligence raising another human being, and kind of like the direction that takes.
Yeah. I want.
What's up?
I was gonna ask something.
What's up?
I didn't know you did that. I was gonna ask, since you're using the computer, could I borrow your phone? But you're using the phone.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm trying to. I'm an amoralist. Elaborate on that. Can you come say? Yeah. You got 42 minutes until bed.
Okay.
Love you.
I do.
Just don't. Oh. Just remember to be quiet, bud. Right. So in terms of cause and effect, well, prime example. That's kind of why I like the video game The Witcher so much. The Witcher series is because you take a look at the KOTOR games, the BioWare games. You can go so far back, Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights. There's a lot of video games in which we've seen morality systems in play, and they live in a very black and white spectrum, good, bad, some to some extent neutral. The most famous example, of course, would be the Mass Effect series, where you do good things and you get to the Paragon side, or you go to the Renegade side. And at the end of the day, that doesn't really amount to anything. The reason why The Witcher is so awesome, especially the second Witcher game, Assassins of Kings, um, is because there's a point in that game where a decision needs to be that takes you on a drastically different path. We're talking an entire half of a video game that takes you to different quest lines, different NPC interactions, different areas than it would have been had you made another choice. So the replayability in that game is fucking amazing because it puts one thing into consideration: consequence. What matters is the consequence of your actions. The outcome of your decisions weighs far more whether or not that decision was right or wrong based upon some arbitrary scale. And not a lot of video games handle choices in the term of consequences. They handle choices in the forms of, okay, well, your character is going to get a little bit ugly, or they're going to look angelic or whatever. Like, it's all cosmetic fluff, but it all ends up taking you to the same place. That's ultimately why Mass Effect was a brilliant video game, but a failed depiction of anything that could have been greater, because it put this amazing idea forward. It put an amazing idea forward, but completely and utterly destroyed it by not focusing on consequences. Obviously, this story was going to go the direction it was going to go because of a much larger threat that was moving in which the way that it was. But the interactions that we had along the way, well, the consequences of the actions of which we chose were rather minor, because whether you save Caden in the first game or whether you save Ashley, it doesn't really change the fact that when you do meet up with these characters later on, um, they're in the same scenario that the other one would be, just with a different rationale as to why. Good and bad are kind of local to one's individual experiences, desires, and predications. There isn't a universal, all encompassing morality that can account for the moral value of all circumstances. Well, that kind of brings me back to this movie, right? Because as being humans is that we seek to truly rationalize um, everything, because things are based upon one's perspective. What is in my perspective might be different to someone else's, and how we weigh those decisions are very differently from one another. So, in this movie, for example, she's doing this morality class, and they're talking about ethics. And the thing that pops up is important in this discussion is this example that's given. So, there's a doctor. He has a patient that's dying of a drastic illness, and they need their organs, like several organs saved, 5 organs. Well, there's a doctor that, no, wait, let me start over. There's 5 patients, and they each have organ failures of different organs, each of them. And there's no cure for their individual diseases. And there's no donors, and it's kind of fucked. Well, an individual comes in with a life-threatening illness. Their organs are fine, but the patient is terminal, and the doctor can cure this person. They're terminally ill. The doctor can cure them. He has the cure for them to make them just peachy. But if he waits a couple days, the person will get bad enough that they die, in which case he can then harvest the organs and transplant those organs to the 5 people that have no other option. So the question that it proposes, is it morally right or wrong? Or what is, in that particular situation, what is the right choice? So it doesn't ask what is right or wrong, it just asks what is the best course of action, what is the right thing to do? To let one person die to save 5 lives? Or to cure the one person because the medicine is readily available for that person to live? And, my perception of that has been, hey, if you have the means to cure someone with a very drastic illness, you use that on that person. Just because it's like, well, we could cure them, but there's 5 other people that need these organs. That's kind of fucked. It's kind of like when you label yourself as an organ donor, if you're in a car accident, they're less likely to put the effort in to save your life, because if you die, your organs can be harvested and utilized to save someone else. Which is pretty fucked up. But that's just how that shit works. So when you label yourself an organ donor, if they know that you're an organ donor, it's not to say that they won't attempt to save your life, but it's like they're not as incentivized to save your life, because you're more valuable dead than you are alive, just because of what your death can offer. Fresh kidneys. Honestly, the number one thing I wish I could be doing right now is writing, but it's something about the heat. Like, I'm out here in the heat, and it's so hard to write. It's not like as hot as it was earlier today when we were at the pool, but it's hot enough to where it's like I can't focus, which is why I'm like, I'll just stream, because I can at least blabber on and on with y'all as opposed to talking. So, and that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's like, well, you're still in Arizona, right? It's like the North Pole here compared to down there. Arizona's fucking fucked, dude. I hear Flagstaff's nice though, higher elevation. So I've been swimming out. It's oh god. Yeah, it's just you walk out and you just start pouring sweat, dude. I just want to write, because I keep having ideas and ways to improve certain things, and it's like I want to put these ideas onto paper so bad for so many different reasons. Not just like there's the one hand. It's the well, no, here's the thing. I do want to write. I'm gonna wait till my son goes to sleep, because when he goes to sleep, the blow-up mattress will be out of the closet, so there'll be room in the closet. That way I can go in the closet and I can sit down and write in there. So that's the plan as of right now. So I'm just waiting. Because I have to be somewhat quiet, because my keyboard is very, very clicky. And disturb anybody. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I should have went with different keycaps, so I went with blues. So that's what I get. And I have a keyboard here, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I should have known something was wrong with it because I got it on not just sale, it was super sale. I guess it was used or whatever on Amazon. So it's like a $70 keyboard case thing that I got for like 25 bucks. I'm like, super score. I get it, and it works for the most part, with one exception. The numbers on it do not work. The numbers also double as function keys for various things. So there's a function line. Yeah, I don't either anymore. So there's a function line up top, and then there's the numbers, right? So the problem is there's some sort of wiring fault in it, where if you press any of the numbers, it will not only press the number, but also the function that's right above it. So if I press 1, it goes home. If I press 2, it turns the screen off. If I press 3, it opens up multitasking. If I press 4, it opens the search bar. If I press 5, it opens Safari. If I press 6, it turns off functionality of the keyboard. If I press 7, it skips songs, which if no songs are playing, it opens Apple Music. Same can be said for number 7, but it pauses the music, opens it, plays it, then pauses it for some reason. Number 8, same thing. Fast forwards. If I press 9, it mutes all audio, which if I am listening to music, it fucking sucks. Fortunately, I don't use the numbers a lot when I'm writing. If I'm using it for anything else on the internet, I do use numbers quite a bit. I didn't realize I use numbers as much as I do until I bought this keyboard. Holy shit, dude. I use numbers quite a bit. If I press 0, it doesn't mute the volume, it lowers the volume down and creates a dash at the same time. If I press the hyphen, it increases the volume. If I press plus or minus, which hasn't been an issue, it turns on and off the Bluetooth. Well, it turns on Bluetooth pairing mode. And if I press backspace, because it's on the same line, if I press backspace, it turns off the keyboard. So that's the biggest issue. The number one thing that I want, though, because I like the setup I have. Hey, what's going on, baby monkey on a pig? Talk to me. Hopefully you're still here. I'm trying to pay attention to everybody. So the setup I do have is nice. This I mainly use just as a case. Whenever I'm actually typing, I take this out, I put it on the kickstand, and I bust out the Bluetooth keyboard. That one works amazing. The only thing I don't like about it is how loud it is. I should have realized it because they're blue fucking switches. Why didn't I go with browns? I don't know. But so that's the only issue with that keyboard. Other than that, I love it. I haven't had any issues with it yet. And even though some of the reviews are hit and miss, I guess I got lucky. Mine's great. Yeah, so another thing I want to talk about, since I'm also streaming with my YouTube followers, subscribers. I put out a video, found your channel from Amazon Flex, rabbit hole videos. I like your personality. Fuck it. What is up? Yeah, so recently I put up a video about not Amazon Flex, about my past year working on TaskRabbit, which is my gig economy platform of choice. Yeah, I've had a crazy level of success from it, and I was sharing my review of the platform essentially for the past year. So it's like I think it's 19 to 22 minutes, somewhere in that range. I do have another video I'm going to be uploading probably sometime tonight. M-Turk? What is M-Turk? What is M-Turk? Yeah, so I uploaded that video, so if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. Because I don't just talk about the platform I'm on now, I talk about the other shit that I've done in the past. Recently, I got in touch with a producer from CNBC, reached out to me, wanted to use some of my video footage from Amazon Flex in one of their pieces. So if you search for CNBC, one of their videos from last week was a piece on Amazon Flex that they did. I watched it. It was okay. It was cool that they interviewed other people that were doing it to kind of give them a realistic perspective. But it had like a Vice feel to it, so it felt like it was trying to craft a very particular narrative. So, kind of roll my eyes at that one. But for the most part, it was as thorough as it could be in 15 minutes. But something as nuanced as talking about the Amazon Flex trying to do distribution, you're going to need more than 15 minutes. I have hours and hours of video content talking about the failings of Amazon when it comes to that. Amazon Online Personal Assistant for small tasks. Oh, pays cents to dollars depending on tasks. Been doing it for 2 months, got paid $200 passively. Should look into it. Yes, I've heard about it before. And I would not say that you got paid $200 passively. So my time is worth money, okay? Prime example, right? How much money do I make on YouTube? I make roughly $100 every 2 months, right? That is truly passive because a lot of that income comes from my older videos, my videos that are 1.5 to 2 years old, dating back to the 12 years since I've been on the platform, 12 or 13 years at this point. Passively compared to being on top hardcore. So here's the thing. So I talk a lot about, on my channel, I talk a lot about generating income and revenue and different ways of being successful, right? When you say the word passive income is essentially set and forget. It takes very little energy into doing what you do. Prime example, right? One of the things I do on the side is I sell magic cards. I buy low and I sell high. So I buy Magic the Gathering collections, and I find the cards of value in there. I list them on TCG Player, sometimes eBay for the more expensive ones because I can get those sold a little bit quicker and get the money to me on eBay. Anyway, that I wouldn't consider passive because it takes a lot of time and energy on my end to set that up. Now that it has been set up, it is relatively easy. Whenever I get a new collection, it takes me about 20 to 30 minutes to go through, catalog everything, input it into the system, and then everything is listed on TCG Player, and then I can wait for a buyer and have it sold. When it does get a buyer, I have to then go and make sure it's marked sold, make sure I put it in the envelope, or marked as shipped once I have it in the envelope, and everything printed out properly and sealed up, stamped, and sold and sent off. That's not passive though, because I'm still having to continuously do something. So I've seen this the Amazon thing. You get paid to do small tasks, right? These a lot of data entry type things. Yeah, you get paid a tiny amount, but a lot of these jobs, at least from what I've seen listed on there before, because I have gandered at it, a lot of these things don't take just 5 or 10 minutes. A lot of these things can take upwards of up to 4 hours. And once again, these things do not pay a lot because they're so small, so trivial, right? And it really kind of depends. Some people could do the exact same thing, but in a much quicker amount of time. But at the end of the day, let's say, oh, this job pays 50 cents. It's only going to take me 15 minutes to do. All right, that's a quarter of an hour. Quarter of an hour working at a minimum wage job, at least in this state, well, you're making, what, $2.18 at that point for a minimum wage job? You see what I'm saying? It's not, even if you were to stack those up. Let's say you did just, I'm going to spend my 8-hour workday and I'm going to tackle as much of these as I can. You're not going to make as much money as you would at a minimum wage job. So that's not something that I would think that the time and energy accumulative, well, depending on the bids, but if you do it quick, you can make yourself something. I do it as a side gig at work, so for me, passively. I think we're semantics at this point. I wouldn't necessarily consider it passive because there's still a lot of energy being put into it. Yo, what's up, dog? It's apples and oranges, I guess. But that's, once again, that's why I preach that language is a very volatile thing. What means one thing to one person can mean something totally different to another. So don't get hung up on language. Still single as fuck. You never got back with homegirl? I don't know, man. Y'all never even had a problem, so I don't even know what the issue was. Well, my heart goes out to you, dude. Heart goes out to you. I'm gonna propose to the next girl I meet. What about the girl from what is oh shit, he actually wrote me back. So this guy hit me up. Taco shop girl? I don't know about taco shop girl. Wow, so none of these are worth. Yes, Michael?
I want to hang out with you for a little bit.
If you want. This guy just sent me some pictures of a prospective collection that he told me about, and the pictures are total ass. There's nothing in that collection worth any money.
Cool, how can I sit by you?
Tell you what, you want to sit over there?
Oh, sure.
Hold on, all the other cushions are in the wash, so you can sit on mine.
Oh, no, it's fine.
No, I don't want you sitting just on the wires, bud.
Oh, hey, that's really nice of you, Daddy. Thank you.
You're very welcome, bud.
I have a chicken. His name is Mr. Chicken. Bark, bark, bark.
Mike's a character. What do you want to be when you grow up, Mike?
I want to be a policeman.
A police officer. Nice. Why's that?
Because I just do.
No, but what about being a police officer interests you?
I want to stop bad people and punch them in the face.
Well, maybe work for Chicago PD then. You're funny, Mike.
Mm-hmm. No, that's not why I want to be police officer. I want to be cool.
You are cool, though.
Oh,
You don't want to be like an architect and build stuff?
no, I want to do what you do.
No, you don't want to do what I do, bud.
Why'd you pick it?
Few options. Daddy, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. You know, if I would have gone back and done it differently, I definitely would have gone to college. Gone to college at a much younger age. I would have gone to college right after high school instead of doing what I did.
I don't want to do what you do. That sounds fun.
Trust me, it's not.
No. I want to do what you do.
Trust me, I like my job. I don't love it, though.
I want to do it, though.
Why?
Because I just do.
Because you want to be just like Daddy.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, bud. It's the biggest compliment you can give me.
No, I don't want to be like you. I want to be you.
Why?
I'm joking. I want to be like you.
Biggest compliment you can give me. I always told my dad I want to be nothing like you. What happened? Pretty much mirrored my father's footsteps. Oh, yikes. Wasn't so bad, though. I think I turned out alright.
I want to see what they're saying. Where's the top? Is this what they already said?
That's what they said before. This is what they're saying now. And let's see over on YouTube. We're just chilling. So.
They're saying this right now on this?
Well, that's what they said earlier. There hasn't been anything new on the YouTube side, and no one's really said anything. Nesto, what's up, dog? I've been seeing you comment on the videos. At least I think that was you. What's going on, bro? Hi. Has anyone watched that new? I don't even know why I'm asking. If you watched it, cool. If not, oh well, it doesn't really.
What movie?
No, I was talking about the video I uploaded about me being on TaskRabbit for the past year. What's new, Scooby-Doo? That's what Foible said. He wants to know what's new, Scooby-Doo. Well, tell me.
Oh, I like chicken.
What did we have for dinner?
I forget. We had some corn with it though, and milk.
Yeah, it was like basically hamburger helper, but it wasn't hamburger helper.
It had like nachos in it or something.
Yeah,
No,
it
not
was-
nachos in it, but it had nacho flavor.
It was not the brand hamburger helper, but it was basically hamburger helper, but made by Velveeta because it has better cheese than that powdered crap you get from hamburger helper. But last night we actually did it up. We didn't, we did what was last night? Chicken fried steak. No, it was country fried steak.
Yeah.
Country fried steak last night.
I'll be right back. I gotta do something.
What are you gonna do?
Excuse me.
I'm still right here, Michael.
I fart. Oops, sorry.
Do you here? You want a Capri Sun, bud?
Ooh, yes.
Oh
please.
God, child. Here.
What? Does it smell?
Oh my.
He's outside, by the way. It could just flow away right now.
Michael.
What?
There's like no cross breeze here. This is like big and open, but there's no wind that blows through here. This is like just a big open cavity.
So,
The
what does
Velveeta
it smell
fart.
like?
Yeah. Oh yes, Anessa, tell me, what do you think about that? I think you said that you're not getting any jobs in your market. That could be a big case. Each market is different. My thing has always been turn on same day. That helps. Try not to lower your rates too much, unless you don't have a lot of in that particular category. Then having a lower rate will help. Fuck, dude. You're killing me, Mike.
what?
Oh, you're killing me.
I have giant bomb farts. I eat lots of yogurt.
Okay.
And grapes.
Too much dairy, but yeah. He loves dairy. All kids do.
Mostly I love grapes because they're tasty.
Oh, okay, then it must have been someone else. But, good, dude. Yeah, ever since my ratings have went down, I really don't get booked out in advance that much anymore. But the last couple months have been so crazy for me that I don't really have time to... It's kind of nice, like, not being booked out a week in advance so I can plan better. I just went up to Washington with his Oma, my mom and my sister. They
He means the fart boy. I just farted right in front of his face, by the way.
Just now?
No, at the corner.
Huh. Because you gotta remember, the fart has to travel from there past my face out that way.
Oh, see.
So you're gonna fart, just do it in that corner.
Because if I do it in this corner, it'll go over here to over there.
No, it'll just go up and over.
Oh.
It wants to go that way.
What does it smell like?
What kind of cheese aren't yours? Nacho cheese. Yeah, ratings are a big part of it. It kind of sucks. Yeah, so I was up in Washington when I went to go pick him up and bring him back because he's finished school for the summer. Well, he's done with school for the summer. So, yo, Memba, what's up, dog? Speaking of cheese, man, that Target cheese was moldy as fuck, dude. I should have taken a longer video, but you're fine, Mike. Don't get self-conscious about it. I love you, son.
I know. My farts are a bomb.
Yeah, so up in Washington, I was helping my mom with the home reno, and stayed pretty busy that way. You should have ate the cheese on stream. What the fuck is that gonna do for me? Oh yeah, it's gonna get you views, man. How is that gonna get me views? If no one's already watching me, who's gonna see me eat it?
Eat moldy cheese, that can make you sick. That's a bad idea.
Moldy cheese? Oh god, I'll have to show you later, Michael. I'll take a video of it. That cheese at Target was so moldy. Like, how long had it been there? Oh god, it was disgusting. Ugh.
You should have taken it out.
What?
You should have taken it out.
And done what with it?
Throw it in the trash or something. Who would want to buy moldy cheese?
I should have told someone that worked there, but what are they gonna? Minimum wage? They don't give a shit.
They were like,
Sell the moldy cheese. Fuck it.
just eat the cheese, dude. There's nothing wrong with it. It's only it's gray on it.
Or the old adage, oh, just cut off that portion. Does anyone know how mold works? God, just because you see a little surface of it, that shit has it's not the same as roots, but they spiral down into the cheese. It's nuts. Inside of it, much longer than that. When I first saw it, I thought it was like a block of blue cheese. Like, when did they make blocks of blue cheese? That's new to me. And it's Monterey Jack. And I'm like, no. No, Monterey Jack is not supposed to be that green. That is disgusting. It's green, fuzzy Monterey Jack cheese.
I went to the pool today.
Well, that's good, bud.
I went to the pool with my dad today.
Yeah. I didn't go swimming.
I did a backflip in the pool.
Yeah, you did a really good job.
Not like I didn't jump off. I was on the side and my feet on the wall part of the pool, the side, and I jumped off and did a backflip. And landed on my hands.
You have so much energy. To be that young again, to have that vigor.
It's beautiful out there.
Yeah, it is. I wonder what goes on in your head, Michael. What are you thinking right now?
Excuse me. Actually, you said, what are you thinking right now? I'm like, burp, burp.
Cartoons and candy.
Huh? What's cartoons and candy?
What's your favorite TV show, Mike?
Sonic.
What is your favorite candy?
Gum.
Oh, gum, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, you want to tell them a story about gum?
No.
Why not?
Because you do. Because you're the one that has a microphone.
Here, I'll hand it to you. You can
So
tell.
do this. How would you do this, Dad? Hi, yeah, yeah. Microphone.
So you want me to sing?
That'd be funny.
I don't want to set the world on fire. I just want to be the one you love. Hopefully, hopefully a few of you know what that's from.
I'm very excited from the Sonic movie. I'm very excited for it.
I'm not even a little bit.
He has them legs.
What?
He has nice legs.
What would you rather see, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie or the Pikachu movie?
You guys pick. I don't know.
I'm asking you.
No, they pick.
All right, what would you rather see, the Sonic movie or the new Spider-Man?
I want them to pick. See who is better.
They're all gonna choose Spider-Man. I can already tell you right now, Michael.
I want to see.
My viewers respect themselves enough to not choose that Sonic movie.
Pikachu, Sonic, please, Sonic.
You would choose Sonic over Pikachu.
I want Sonic because it's cool.
Yeah, Foibles. He's excited for it. Unfortunately. So chances are I'll probably... No, wait. It's actually been delayed. It wasn't going to come out in, I think, October, but because of all the stuff that they're doing. Hand-drawn stuff. Sonic.
You want Sonic, I told you.
One person said the word Sonic, but they did not vote for Sonic. Just because they say Sonic in a sentence doesn't mean it was their vote.
You say V for vote.
Damn it. Corey, don't start.
Go watch Sonic. I told you. He said to go.
I'll watch Sonic on one condition. Ugandan Knuckles has to be in it. Just for the memes.
Oh, that little chubby Sonic Knuckles. That says something like that. I don't forget.
I know the way.
I know that guy is funny.
Yeah. It probably is.
You guys know Sonic has nice legs. I don't know why they put that in there. Why does he have nice legs?
Because he's fast. He uses his legs to be fast.
I don't know, but he has two.
When you run, what do you use?
My legs.
All right.
Duh, I know that. Seriously.
I believe you.
Look, Dad. See?
High five.
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself? Oh, man. Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting
Any tortilla pizza for dinner lately? No, not for years.
Was
Me and Corey used to make a special tortilla pizza.
Is he your brother?
Is he rubber?
Is he your brother?
Kind of.
Is he your cousin?
No. He's my next door neighbor growing up. We were best friends.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. We fought over the same girls
Wait,
for different reasons.
haven't I seen him before?
Yeah, when you were little. You've met him.
No, he had like a game set thing.
No, someone else.
Your other friend?
That was probably Miles.
Yeah, him.
The black one.
Oi!
Yeah, Miles with the dreadlocks and the glasses.
Yeah.
Had the drum set.
Yeah.
That's Miles. No, Corey, I grew up next to him, and there were girls that we used to fight over.
Hey, Corey.
Not exactly the same way. He dated this girl, like 6th grade. I couldn't stand her. She couldn't stand me. And
I know you guys fought, so... Hey, Corey, how hard did you punch my dad in the face?
Wow. You think I would lose?
No.
I was an emotional train wreck after our fights. Corey always ended up bloody. Always ended up bloody. He was a super bleeder. You could touch his nose and he'd start bleeding. Me? I had a lot of problems up here. Doesn't matter if I would walk away from the fight unscathed, I'd still go crying. A mess. Just weeping tears. I was, yeah? He's probably the...
Look, I know you guys are two friends because I know the way.
You know the way. You know, after all the fucked up, stupid shit that I've done in my life and I continue to do in my life, we're not as close as we used to be, but we're still there from time to time. So we're still in each other's lives as much as we can be without being an adult is now busy.
So he watches your YouTube on live videos all the time?
Occasionally he'll come on, yeah. We used to play a lot of video games together, but then I don't have the computer anymore, so obviously I stopped. So.
What kind of games do you guys play?
The last one that we played together was Fallout 76. That game I had a lot of issues with because I really, really liked it because of Corey. Because I loved playing that game with him.
Did you shoot him?
No, we were teammates. So when I played that game, I enjoyed it because we played it together. We would go do missions. We would have fun together. Like, playing that game together is amazing. But if you play that game by yourself, it sucks. It's horrible. It's garbage. It's one of the worst games I've ever touched in my life. Solo. It's one of the best games I've ever played with another person.
Do you have guns?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have machine guns, AK-47, rocket launcher?
The thing that sucks about that game is that it's a grind, which helps when you're with other people because it takes away the grind. Like, you don't focus on it as much. But when you're single player, you're just looking for scrap. You're looking for anything.
It sounds kind of boring.
I heard the Battle Royale mode sucks. But I wouldn't know. I haven't played it in fucking months. I haven't played it in a long time.
Who said that F word? That's
Yeah.
fine. I hear it all the time.
From who?
Opa.
What does
Like-
Opa say?
He's like, what's the F?
About what?
There's James when he messes up, he's like, F.
When he says what?
F.
When you do what?
No, I don't. Not me. When he messages, like, it's like when he's so excited, he's like, "F yeah" or something like that.
It's ass, but the idea makes it addicting. See that game. The problem with that game is it needs more time. Like I feel like that game shouldn't have even been announced until this past E3, with a release come probably next spring or something. Like there's a lot of really good things. You can tell that the developers cared about it, but they're it's crunch. They're pushing on the clock. You know.
Can I catch this in ear? Can you ask them if they played Minecraft before?
They've played Minecraft. They try to get me to play Minecraft.
Why?
Why? Because they love Minecraft.
Can you do it for them?
How?
My dad didn't have the right tools for that. Sorry.
There's been multiple points where I did, and no one ever watched me stream games. Like I would stream games for hours, wouldn't have a single person watch. And the thing that sucks is I can't really be entertaining here. It's like
so if you played Minecraft once or something for them, they didn't want to watch it.
It's just people don't watch. It's just hard, Michael.
Minecraft is fun and easy.
Right, but it's less about the game and it's more about the person playing. That's why people watch those streams.
Well, I like building because you can build lots of cool stuff.
Well, that's a Bethesda thing. They've been using the Creation Engine for years now, and they're continuing to use it for Starfield and the Elder Scrolls 6, which is a big problem. So it comes down to the game studio needs to appease the owner of the company, ZeniMax. They need to say, hey, we need $50,000.
Ask one question.
What, Michael?
What was your favorite thing to make in Minecraft?
So they were like, hey, we need $50 million so we can develop a new engine. It's going to take us a year. So that's money plus man hours that's not dedicated towards developing another game just for making an engine. F off. We're not letting you do it. That's way too much. Just use what we've been using for the past 12 years. So they're going to be like, oh, God. Because you got to remember, the Creation Engine, it's just built off the backbone. I can't remember the name of the engine, but it's built off the same backbone that made Skyrim, that made Oblivion. It's all the same core engine. That's why, like, Tamriel Rebuilt, Sky Oblivion, like all these big modding projects, the reason why they're not easy, but they're easy in the sense where you can just take the base game of Oblivion, mod it into Skyrim, and then just do your overlays on top of it. It's very seamless. It's still difficult, but it's rather seamless when compared to the alternative because of the fact it utilizes the same framework, the same engine.
What's your favorite?
To an extent, as far back as Morrowind, it's using the same core shit. Obviously, there's been some ticks up since it's Morrowind, but dating as far back as Oblivion, we're using the same engine. It's 2019 now. Oblivion came out in 2007. There are some issues. No, wait, 2006. Oh my God. Is that 2006? Yeah. Yeah, Oblivion came out before my dad passed away. So yeah, Oblivion's been out since 2006. You know how long ago that was? Yes, Michael. You do know it's your bedtime right now, right? What's your question?
I love you.
I love you too. What were you trying to say?
My opinion, I like because you get to build a lot and stuff. Like 2D stuff, 3D stuff, and all that stuff.
It's fun, huh?
Mhm.
It is. Yeah, if I had more space where I could be a little bit louder, a little bit more rambunctious with it, but we really can't here. We have neighbors, can't be like that inside the house, so I don't know, there's just so many reasons why I just wished.
I want to make a Minecraft video when I grow up too.
I'll do everything I can to make sure you'll at least have the opportunity to do that, Mike. Anyway, probably about the time I should cut it, get him off to bed. I'm your oh so beloved and glorious Mace Valor. Signing
Wait,
off.
I want to say one thing. Have fun.
Have fun doing what?
Getting my dad to do crazy stuff.
Getting me to do crazy stuff?
Getting my dad to
No one's even talking. What crazy stuff are they going to have me do?
I don't know.
Your choice, Mike.
They can make you do challenges. No,
Like what?
like, see if you can bounce a ball off the top of your head or Brooks.
The shirt thing. I don't know what the shirt thing. Foibles, no, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No. Oh, I'm not doing that neither. Hey, Mike, what's that up there? What's that?
Airplane.
And there it is. As always, I'm your so glorious and beloved Mace Valor. Signing off.
Goodbye.